Dissent against Benjamin Netanyahu is growing. Israelis want him out and the message is clear. Amid protests and this overall sense of anger, an Israeli opposition leader has called for an election this September. Our next report gets you the details.
The crowd is growing at Israel's public squares. In between fighting a war, Israel is witnessing one of its biggest protests in 5 years. Tens of thousands continue to raise their voice against the wartime leader Benjamin Netanyahu, calling on him and his government to step down and let someone else take charge.
We need a new set of elections really urgently. We need them so we'll have a legitimate government. There's a lot of mistrust in whatever this government is doing.
Benjamin Netanyahu has been accused of dragging the war for his gains and obstructing a hostage deal only to keep his term at the top office.
I'm here together with thousands of people demonstrating against our government because we think that we have a government that failed in its position to protect Israel, and also in the way they are treating the people who were kidnapped and being held in Gaza for so long. And we think that we should have elections soon, and that our Prime Minister is not fit.
In the last few weeks, Israeli security officials have been using greater force to disperse protesters, like they did outside Netanyahu's residence. There is rising discontent among Israelis against Netanyahu. Recent surveys conducted by various pollsters suggest that. The latest poll, carried out by the Israel Democracy Institute this month, show that 57% of the public rates Netanyahu's performance as poor or very poor, while only 28% believe it is good or excellent. 14% assess his performance as so-so. The biggest name that can compete with Netanyahu is opposition's Benny Gantz, a former army general and a disgruntled ex-coalition partner. On Wednesday, National Unity Party leader Gantz called for national elections in a televised address.
I believe that the Israeli society needs to renew its contract with its leadership, and I think the only way to do it and still maintaining the national effort in fighting Hamas and terrorist group and other security challenges is by having an agreed election date that we have to discuss when and if. And I hope that my political partners and friends, and maybe some rivals as well, will agree to it, because I think it serves all the country and all its sectors in the same time.
Netanyahu rejected Gantz's call for early elections and said the current government will continue to rule until all war objectives are met. Between shows of opposition and large-scale protests, the thing that stands clear is that most Israelis want Netanyahu out. However, they still support the war in Gaza. They believe Hamas has to be wiped out as a threat, but with a different commander leading the army.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.